Hi everyone, this is Infected Gamer, a StarCraft 2 player that just try to, you know, make the game fun for Zerg players again. Alright, so in the past I talked about kind of unique or strange strategies. So this time kind of came up with something on the fly. It's kind of a 3-base with a Roach Queen timing. Basically, you get a bunch of queens, you get a lot of drones early on, and you just keep pushing. And it works really well against Protoss because by the time your queens traverse across the map, you have enough energy for like 4 or 5 transfuses. And by the time my queens get there are like 6 or 7 of them. So without further ado, go ahead and get back into the game. Try making this really fast today. So here I have a Protoss player in the top right on a Belshevir Vestige. Here I kind of do my standard build. This time, instead of just having all my drones going into like mineral patches, I actually send one of my drones out to scout, hoping to actually deny the Protoss player from throwing down their expansion. My multitasking isn't very good, so be a point where my minerals start floating up way too high. But here I'm trying to do cute little shenanigans, trying to deny, try to just keep as many probes off. And I do this right here in front of the cannon, so as soon as I cancel, I can just run my links all the way through and not have to worry about them blowing off a while. And I just have my links in there, kind of harassing. So, I mean, right there you only saw that he had 8 probes mining, while the rest was just chasing me around. Here I got both expansions coming up. Got another queen. It's kind of the one thing about this build is you always have to have queens constantly pumping out. And I get 2 exactors. That's all you really need for this type of build because it's mostly minerals that you have to worry about. More queens. Starting to get the creep spread going. Alright, and I have my overlord here. I haven't seen too much yet, but I think I've seen enough, and besides with what I was doing, I mean, look how much I lost. 300, just about a hatchery, so I'm kind of just at the point where I'm like, this game isn't too important to me. Here I try doing the creeps trick, that way I can start getting across the map a little bit faster. Because remember, I'm doing this without upgrading to a layer, so I won't have roach speed, I won't have any upgrades at all. So it's a very big gamble. Here I have my roaches coming up, put down another creep somewhere, and then march right up into the wall. Because the thing is that Protoss player went for air first, so air means you're going to put ground tech behind. Well, if you don't have ground tech, you have nothing to kind of hold against this. So, not to mention, have more overlords coming to kind of take back the supply that I'm going to lose these 3 Phoenix. So I actually get supply blocked pretty bad towards the later parts. But he has +1 grounds armor, but he only has 3 sentries, 2 stalkers, and a zealot to hold this. Here I'm just waiting for my queens to kind of group up. I'm trying to trying to kind of just double click and get them all to fall back. But like I said, I was playing really sloppy, but I was just trying something new, and it was actually a lot of fun to pull off. So go to the Protoss player view real fast, speed it up. See with his old view on the focus on the Phoenix. I have just a massive ground army just going in to push it. Yeah, he has a couple of force fields. He can probably hold off the wall long enough, but I can take the cannons without any casualties. I can take out his cyber core, which is kind of a big thing because I don't want him warping in more sentries. The forge, yeah, it's kind of one thing to kind of focus, especially during like banning bust. You want to kind of get the forge so there's no more cannons being brought up. But it's like right now he is pretty much just scrambling. His Phoenix aren't doing anything. He hasn't pulled them back because they're still down here. Right here, that's all he has. This is all he has to defend against this. Queens are more than enough for the mothership core and the vibratory, and his war prison can only work off of, was it 4 gates? So this is kind of one of the things that was just a perfect timing for me, for Zerg players anyways. Here I have more Roaches coming up, I replaced all the Queens I lost. More Roaches, yep. And just kind of pushing to the front. Now granted these are very, very slow Roaches and Queens are very, very slow because I have no creep spread. But like I said, this is just something I was just kind of trying right on the fly. So it turned out pretty well. Managed to take out. If he was smarter or could have actually rebuilt his cyber core first, or yeah, just his cyber core first, and then build sentries nonstop. So you can do that on 2 gas on 1 base, and just constantly force fields to keep me out, even with the Queen's range and everything. But it's kind of hard to keep your focus under duress. All right, so that's the first game. The second game kind of doesn't turn out the same way. You notice how after he went for the stargate, he'll go straight into the robotics bay. Robotics bay is like the counter to this build because both Roaches and Queens are, well, heavy, like not light units, they're heavy units, so they take more damage from immortals. Colossus will just destroy everything before you can go to Hive. So this other game, sorry, this other game I go up against, I played this right after the last one, and it's like, you know what, the build I did was actually really awesome. So I tried doing it again, and I even tried the whole drone harassment, and it kind of fails completely. I do manage to delay the forge, but my minerals is just floating way too high, and even trying to deny the wallman, yeah, he kind of works around it, and he denies me. Yeah, I tried doing the where you cancel the hatchery, and then build your spine crawler on top of the creep before it receives. But this guy, he kind of inadvertently just delayed it or denied it, so I'm pretty far behind here. Yeah, not as bad as before, but still pretty far behind. I got 3 hatches up now. I got queens pumping out. Pretty bad the supply blocked here. But I'm still trying to trudge along. Get the extra queen and start my creep spread so I can start moving out. Pauses. But because I didn't actually scout the wall or actually scout him, like all I saw is the 4 gateways here. This one I kind of already knew about, but the robotics bay. That's the big difference here. This guy, he actually tried doing immortal gateway timing. It's like a 1-1 timing. And actually, the Roach Queen thing, it will hold it off, but there's no way to actually press your advantage because what they have will counter yours. And when if your macro is impeccable or really good, you can hold them off at points here and make things turn into your favor a little bit more. But you have to scout for this in order for this build to work. Put it to ×2. Here, just droning up. I got my 2 gases, and we throw down my Roach Horn right here. I got a total of 6 queens, so about 3 right now, just trying to poop out creep. I got 3 more queens on the way. I want to make sure to keep them coming, because the more queens the better. Then I want to try doing what I did with the hatchery and laying down the creep tumor. That way I can get creeps spreading from multiple areas, and the more creep I have, the faster my queens will be. And the roaches. Actually, roaches will move about the same speed on creep if they were on creep, but they had the upgrade. But here, the timing kind of hits conflicts with each other. Now, this basically will hold off my attack while my attack will hold off this person's attack. But here, my queens are all up here with no support, and they all just got picked off. And my roaches get kind of overzealous, so again, got picked off, and I no longer have any queens for transfuse, as they're like the big units here. And he did a good job focusing them down. So here I have more roaches on the way. I have queen. I actually try adding in. Yep, a couple more queens I picked off the line. And start just trying to overwhelm it with just pure roach. Not a very good, not a very good build, but he did a pretty good job just stutter stepping, keeping his macro up. 5 gateways. I mean, for 3 hatches with queens on them all the time. With his injects. I mean, it's a toss-up to who will win macro-wise. During all this, he is grabbing his 3rd base, while my 3rd base is barely mining. Not even close. Here I'm trying to throw down more gas so I can start upgrading and try to catch up in the upgrade game, because look, my Zerglings don't even have speed. And he did a good job microing where I completely just failed. Those I know the queens are too slow, so I kind of just threw it at him so I can get more roaches. So then, yeah, because I did no damage at all with this build, it's kind of, see, look at the income. 44 to 58, 14 minutes. That is a really big deficit, and considering I've lost a little bit more, not as much, but a little bit more. But I'm way on the back foot. He has better upgrades than me. All I have now is metabolic boost, and he has 1-1. And not to mention, you can actually start making Colossus here pretty soon. And what is my answer towards Colossus? I have none. I tried getting the layer text, so I noticed he didn't have any Colossus like super early, so I tried getting Hydras to DPS down his army, but it wasn't fast enough because my income was stunted early for this type of timing. So then, just kind of speed up this game. You can just see how it rolls out of control. Here I am trying to re-macro. I ended up taking a 4th a little bit later than I should have, even though I do, like, especially when I start seeing that he has, like, oh crap, his 3rd base. So I mean, he just kind of postures himself defensively. Here I'm still trying to build arm attacking units just because I'm afraid when he's going to push out. And this right here could be what he has right now, but it would have been really sketchy. And I have no income to back it up. Yeah, that's a very bad income. And with the Colossus there, my Hydra list just melts away like butter, and that pretty much is screwed. Alright. So the timings for this is you want to get your 3rd base after your pool, just because probes and Protoss players are annoying with the pylon droppings. Then you want to follow up with kind of just scouting out the base while you're getting queens constantly. You want to get gas around the 40 supply mark. Keep pumping drones because minerals is going to be your best friend. Then as soon as you, while this is all happening, you're still scouting and you're still making queens. And then as soon as you hit maybe around 7 queens, 8 queens, just march them out across the base first because it's going to take longer. Then start making the roaches. And as soon as the roaches are done, they're going to head over and your queens are going to be ready. And just kind of A-move and keep an eye out which roach is getting DPS down first, transfuse them. That's pretty much it. And like I said earlier, this build works wonders against Protoss players to open up Stargate before Robo. But if they do go Robo first, then this build is pretty much put because it be scouted out already with observers. So just always kind of want to send your overlords in and always kind of like have Zerglings poke at the wall to see what you're going against before you commit to it. Because This was the last game. I could, if I actually scouted the robo bay first, what I could have done was actually just, instead of building more roaches, actually build more drones, build a couple of spine crawlers, and have roaches stand behind them while Queens was transfused the spine crawlers. And then I wouldn't have lost pretty much nothing, whereas his attack would have just been stunted. And I would be very far ahead with my macro. Then I probably could have transitioned into Spire. Whereas I kind of just kept pushing the attack, thinking it would work, and you just saw how the Protoss player was able to successfully defend it and just push my army back. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any criticisms or comments that can make this a little better, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Bye.